Hey everybody, I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Disco Library in Flipgrid. So the Disco Library is basically just a collection of topics that other educators have shared, and it's really a great resource. I go and look at it all the time just because there's always new things being added, and it's really a great resource. So to get to it, you're just going to click at your top menu here to Disco Library. When you get there, usually the top is some of the bigger companies or places that are offering things for Flipgrid, or they have some type of like deal going on with them. So you can see the Met, Wonderopolis. I think code.org was over here. Okay. You keep scrolling and you're going to get a list of the weekly hits. So these are topics from this week that are just kind of getting a lot of attention. In some cases, they're made by the people that work for Flipgrid. Sometimes they're educators. They're just things that either maybe go along with things. So, like during Earth Day, there's a lot of Earth Day topics there. Might be a lot of winter things when it's, the beginning of winter. Just depends. These are just sometimes funny to look at and watch. Okay. Then you're going to get to your what they call the playlists down here. Okay. So what you want to look at first is over here is your library. So this would be anything that you have shared. And I'll talk about how you share things in the Disco library in a little bit. And then things that you favorite, which again, I'll show you that in a little bit. And then the rest of this is either featured educators that have shared some great topics or companies that they work with. So one of the sections in this course is how to app smash. There's Nearpod, Flocabulary, Breakout EDU is my new favorite, Skype. Again, we said the Met before. So there's all these different things you can do to integrate Flipgrid with some of these other programs that you may already be using. Okay. Down here is where you're going to search for the topics you're looking for. And honestly, I always start here. Sometimes I just don't want to start from scratch, or I want to look and see what other educators have done. So whenever I'm coming up on a new unit, I just go to the Disco library and I start searching for things. So you can see there are a lot of topics. So the best thing to do is narrow this down. So I always narrow it down to middle school. Then I narrow it down to by subject. Sometimes I pick STEM, sometimes I pick science. It kind of depends on what I'm looking for. You can pick more than one. So let's say you were doing science, but you wanted it to be like a community science thing. You could pick beyond the classroom community. Okay. And let's say my topic is biomes. So I'm then going to search and I'm going to see what comes up. So they might not meet all of these qualifications, but you can see what other people have come up with. Okay, so here's a mind dump. You can see this goes biodiversity scavenger hunt. They're all for middle school. Right now they say all science. Some of them say beyond classroom community, just kind of depends. Dinosaurs, welcome to the team. I'm not sure if that has to do with biomes or if it's just because I picked beyond classroom community. Earth Dome SOS. Okay, so let's pick this one. Let's say I wanted to use this one. Okay, it's going to show you an overview of what the topic is, some notes about the topic. It lets you view the video if there's any videos accompanying the video or the topic. Okay, so it says now they've researched and explored the various biomes in Minecraft. Okay, so this goes along with Minecraft. My middle schoolers would love it. You have to do a mind dump video. There's a video here you could watch that goes along with it. Over here, these are the teacher's integration notes. So these are not things that the students would see. This is how this teacher that made this topic thinks you could integrate it. Okay, so I think it's she, talks about using Minecraft education. So you can kind of take a look at that. Now, let's say you liked this one. You're like, yep, I'm going to pick it. I do a couple of things. Number one, I always add it to my favorites because who knows, sometimes you like move things around on grids and things get lost, and sometimes I just like to come back to my favorites. So I always add it to my favorites. Then I pick the grid that I wanted to go to. So I might add it to my scientist group. I'm going to hit add. And then as soon as I hit add, it's going to open up like I were making the topic. So even though these are already made for you, you might need to add other things in. So you might need to um, add in another video. Maybe you want to record a video of you giving instructions. Maybe you want to do a topic tip. Maybe you have a website or a document that you want to attach here. You can still change the dates. You can still moderate the videos just like you can with topics. You can either activate it or make it hidden because maybe it's not for right now. Maybe it's something coming up and you just want to get it set up a little bit ahead of time. You can still change all this stuff, okay? And once you're done, you're going to hit update topic. And then you can see that it put this right into my grid here. Okay, and then you can just do the same things you would have done. You can activate it or hide it or whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's the Disco library. It's a really great resource.